Hey everyone! So, today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about responsive emails and HTML email design. So, this is a notoriously difficult thing to get right. It's actually the reason why this was triggered was basically that I was talking to my colleague in the support department, and he was designing a few email templates that basically by using a tool called Mandrill. And virtually, like, we were walking through things, and this guy, he's absolutely lovely. I mean, you can't ask for a nicer guy. I mean, this company made such a great choice when they chose him to be our face outwards, like the support person that you contact when you call for help, because he is just lovely in every way. But he does not have a technical background, but he's very keen on learning, and he's asking quite a lot of questions about HTML and CSS and stuff like that. And so we kind of bonded over that. So I've been trying to help him out a little bit. And so he calls me to his side, right, and says, "Hey, Frederick, could you just explain some stuff about this HTML here? I don't really follow." And then he shows me the HTML template that is provided to him, basically, that he's going to fix. And I don't know if you've ever done responsive HTML emails, but if you have, you will know what I'm talking about when I say it was a god-awful mess. And to those of you who aren't all that familiar with this, HTML emails is a very young technology, if you will, on the web in comparison to a lot of other stuff. And most of the email providers don't really have a standard around, like, very poorly formatted. Like the standards are really poorly designed or formatted, like expressed that in any way, basically. Like, it's in fact so difficult to get an HTML email to look right in all the different email clients that it's virtually impossible to do. Like, it's virtually impossible to support all email clients. And here my colleague is coming and asking me to show him like HTML and basically teach him some basic coding. And I said, I'll gladly sit down with you and show you like something that is more realistic than this, because if you're just starting out learning HTML and CSS, then you should avoid learning it through doing HTML emails, because you will get a completely warped a very warped understanding of how this is supposed to work. I mean, it's like it is the ugliest, absolute most horrible HTML and CSS experience that you can possibly imagine to do this stuff. And it was only very recently where I was reading one of my newsletters where this amazing project called Heml, I think, Heml, something like that. It's basically it's a project that does something that I absolutely adore. So for virtually what I've always argued that the reason why I think React, or rather one of the main reasons I think React got adopted in such a broad way, is not, apart from the obvious things such as modularity and scalability and all that stuff. I think that one tiny detail that not a lot of people talk about is that React pulled in JSX and basically took HTML tags to the next level, basically keeping the HTML tag abstraction in their own code. So it felt very natural to guys like me, and to start working with it, because I already know HTML, and it's a very well thought out technology. And Heml is this project is basically doing the same thing. So what it does, which I think is genius, it's basically doing the exact same thing as JSX. It provides you with a tag system, basically your own custom HTML tags that are going to let you structure your email, your responsive email, and under the hood, when you pipe it through the compiler, it's going to spit out like the code that is going to provide you with a consistent layout and behavior across the different email clients. And that to me is absolutely genius, because all of a sudden, like, you get a common interface for in a very easy manner, declaring what basically you want your email to look like in a very clean and nice syntax. And underneath, the compiler and like the maintainers of this project can basically create all this code for you. I think that the thought, and that's exactly, if you didn't know that, that's exactly how JSX works. That's exactly what React is doing for you. Instead of you having to write really ugly JavaScript code, you have JSX on top, and then basically all of that is taken care for you. So I really urge you to have a look at this. I'm very excited to get started with this framework, and I hope that it gets a lot of support, because it's doing something that is sorely needed. I mean, it's HTML emails are such a, I would say that if you are sending out emails to your customers today, they are, and you're a professional, like a proper business, most people will base their amount of trust on what information you're sending out based on how professional your email looks. So it's kind of awkward that something that is so important, because emails are, people will trust a nice looking HTML email. They won't trust, just for the most part, just some text-based email from a business that asks them to subscribe or like send money or something. Like, there's a lot of trust involved in how something looks and feels, and it's such an important part of a organized business to have, and there simply isn't a nice way to solve that problem until now. So I hope go and check out the project, because it seems very promising. I'm going to see if I can get my colleague to start using it, because I think that's going to help him a lot in his daily work when he's designing these different emails for our company.